Alright, let's go. Americans!
You know, you can tell when people watch your videos and actually listen to the point that you're trying to make, and then you can pinpoint who isn't paying attention and just hears what they want to hear and basically berate you for it because, well, they just didn't listen to a fucking thing you said. So, recently, I did a cringing to where I read lyrics to that Jason Aldean song that everybody is up in arms at called Don't Try That in a Small Town. Basically, the video was, yes, me saying that I hate the song. I just don't like country music. It is not relatable to me, so therefore I cannot get into it. But the reason I hated the song wasn't because of its lyrical content. Do I find it annoying? Yeah, I do. But I think the main point that I was trying to make from it was, I don't like the song, but a lot of people who hate the song for its lyrics are the same people that'll put a rap song that glorifies some sort of violence on the billboard, and when it goes #1, we have no problem with it, but all of a sudden a country music artist sings a song like this about waving a gun around, then all of a sudden it's bad. It's like, no, we need to either pick whether it's good or not, and then decide from there. We can't have one genre be able to do it, but the other not be able to do it. It just doesn't make sense to me. But this one person here who commented on my video just kind of went on this rant of words that didn't really mean anything, and there's a couple of points that I want to talk about in this rambling of this person. So, basically, he says, funny how you say freedom of speech for criminals and millennials. You think you're owed everything, think and do whatever they want without repercussions.
What the hell did you just say?
I guess he worded this wrong. I could not for the life of me try to understand what he was saying. Was he saying that I, am protecting freedom of speech for criminals and millennials? Because that's not what I was doing at all. I was saying, here in America, we have the freedom of speech to say what we want, but at the same point in time, I've always said this, there is a limit. And when you reach that limit, sometimes you need to face the repercussions of it. Now, it's debatable whether Jason Aldean should be facing repercussions for this, but at the same point in time, you can kind of see where others are coming from when you say that this song goes a little too far. He continues with, well, freedom of speech is Jason Aldean can say what he wants, and it's all while you so offended about you don't get it. Man, please learn English. You're about, oh, America, it's the best country in the world, yet you're not speaking a lick of clean English here, so I don't know, but I never said that Jason Aldean doesn't have freedom of speech. He does, but again, you can see where people are kind of up in arms about this song being a little too, hateful. There's a country that everyone owns a gun and there's no crime at all, but funny outlaw Democratic-run cities have the highest crime, poverty, and everything else. It's not just Democratic-run cities, it's just cities in general because they're cities. They have higher populations than people who live in a small town. For example, where I live here in Pennsylvania, it is a small town. Therefore, there's little to no crime here. However, if I were to go to Baltimore, there would be more crime there because, well, it's a fucking city. You get it in every single city, whether run by Republican or Democrat. It's nothing new. It's the same thing in Florida and Texas, where they're more Republican run, and also the same in Baltimore and, somewhere like California, Los Angeles, where it's more Democratic run. It's just cities tend to be that way because of the bigger population. Then he misspelled we're W-E-R-E. He put W-E-apostrophe-R-E, which is, we are criminals, have illegal guns, and do the most shooting and killings. Where is this proof? Where is this proof? Because a lot of places in America, you don't even need to have a permit to own a gun. So what makes the gun legal most of the time is the permit, other than these states that, don't allow it. So I don't know where people get this information about, oh, well, criminals with the illegal guns. How do we know some of these guns are illegal when in America you don't really have to own them legally to have one? Then he tells me, well, law-abiding citizens with guns, you don't hear that ever, so get your facts straight. Actually, I hear a lot about people who carry, who get themselves into situations where they get into a fight, and of course they pull out their gun, and when that person backs off, they just shoot them, because apparently when someone backs off of you of a fight after you pull out a gun, that means that they're threatening your life in some way. So, all in all, I would say it's about 50-50 in that regard. Then he says, any guarantee if Jason Aldean was ever to get into a fight, it would be with his fist, not a gun, and it's not law-abiding citizens carrying a gun legally are the one that use on in a fight. Those, again, are criminals. Alright, slow down, put periods, put punctuation, because holy shit, you seem like the stereotypical redneck that didn't go to school, or if they did go to school, didn't learn jack squat. And also, to be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck Jason Aldean would do. I don't know the guy personally. I know he's a country boy, so obviously, you know, he's gonna go out there, he's gonna tote his guns. I don't know what situation he would deem life-threatening to where he would pull out a gun and threaten to shoot somebody or shoot somebody, and I don't know what situation he would deem non-life-threatening that he would just, you know, fight him with his fist. I don't know. I don't know what kind of person he is. I just know that, you know, with him being the country boy that he is, it's my understanding that he's one of those ones that's obsessed with guns, and when getting the chance to, he will use them. Millions of people love that song. Respect Jason Aldean. Wow. You have how many people who care about you so you don't hate because he's famous and you'll never be.
Well, I'm convinced, folks. That's pretty much the...
Then he goes to pull this card. Like, I'm not here on YouTube to get famous. I don't give a shit. I have fun doing what I do, and there's people that watch that are entertained. And, you know, frankly, that's fine. There's an audience for everybody, whether it be small or big. I'm not going to sit here and say my 1,200 subscribers is a huge number. It is to me, because I never thought I would get there, but when we're talking about YouTube standards and being quote-unquote YouTube famous, it's nowhere close. And frankly, it doesn't bother me. You know, there's people I know in my life that care about me, that I'm close to, and that's really all that matters to me. So safe in your mama's basement behind a computer with your YouTube crap, acting like a big guy with your big boy pull-up pants on.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard!
Again, does it look like I'm on a basement? Or does that look like I could, you know, fall and die and or break my legs and back if I were to fall off of this? But oh no, he wasn't done. He left one more comment. Says, oh, and as far as rednecks go, guaranteed they'll be the one surviving. You won't be in the future. Like Hank Williams Jr. sung, a country boy can survive, whereas guarantee you won't.
Are you challenging me?
I actually like Hank Williams Jr., so I know what song you're talking about. It's not a song that I relate to, but it's a nice sounding song. And also, what does that first part mean? Is that's a threat. That's got to be a threat. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, why would you be saying that if you intended something to happen? Like, it's just so weird how paranoid you are over this whole thing and the government that may or may not take your guns, which, newsflash, they can't. They just want to regulate them a little bit more. And the fact that you're saying, if they were to come take my guns, I would take action. Like, what for? They're guns. To me, they should strictly be used for hunting and military purposes, and maybe if you get a permit and a strict background check on you, then you can have a little handgun or pistol or whatever to use as protection for yourself. But that should really be it. I don't really think anybody else should be owning these military-grade weapon guns to protect themselves. It's just, at this point, it's like, what do you have those for? So, all in all, again, if you watch my videos and I talk about topics like this, please watch and listen and pay attention before going off on rants like this. Because again, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. He has no idea what I'm talking about, apparently, because I guess, again, he just saw that I was hating on the Jason Aldean song and wanted to just go off. When I said in the video, do I like the song? No. I thought the lyrics were a little bit more tamer than what people were making them out to be, and I can see where people are outraged by it, but at the same point in time, we see this with certain other genres that make songs like this, or at least, you know, their version of a song like this. Like I mentioned gangster rap, how it's basically the same thing, just if you were redneck and lived in a small town.
You know you're a redneck when your gun rack has a gun rack on it.
You know, people will enjoy that and sing along to that, but once a country singer does it, whoa, no, that's inappropriate, let's not touch that. It's just like, make up your mind. So yeah, I'm going to finish it off with don't go sending hate to anybody mentioned in this video. All in all, I just wanted to kind of address these comments and basically kind of clarify myself even more, maybe even clearer for this person to understand, because maybe they just didn't understand it the first time, and you know what, frankly, that's fine, but at least they might learn their lesson to watch and listen before going on tangents, just assuming things that I said and assuming who I am as a person and what I want as a person. It's just, it's not cool. That's it for me. Stay safe out there, and until then, I will catch you all in the next one.
A, B, C.